I'm currently beefing with the skunk that keeps spraying Lucy. So what might we wheel? Probably not Jace. Maybe Mentor. Mentor could come back pretty realistically. Like Snuff Out will be gone. Ragavan will be gone. Jace will probably be gone. Taiga will probably be gone. Fountain will probably be gone. Sneak Attack will probably be gone. We could almost guarantee wheeling the Mentor. Am I allowed to drop cube leagues? No. I think to maintain the purity of the goal of 70% win rate. I don't know how big a sample size though. I want to play every match. Or I guess if we drop a league, then we just count them all as losses. Dude, Tomio? Tomio's so good. So we might wield No More Lies if we also wield the Mentor and just be in on that. Maybe not. Yeah, right on our way to paradoxical outcome. We're finally opening power. If it would like the Spider like early hot streak, we had very little power. Tommy was good, but Worldside's so fun. I'm never passing Tommy after turn one Mox Sapphire. I mean, I guess there are some cards, but I suppose we're in a Breach Band waiting room modern. I mean, I'm just having a lot of fun. Cubing is the real answer. Like, I'm still bringing like 2 new decks to the stream like every day, but that doesn't mean I'm not also wanting to just play some cube at the end of the stream. And yeah, it's a little bit of that too, that we're waiting for the BNR on Monday. Okay, so Cryptic versus Metamorph. I don't think I'm taking the Mind Twist. Could take the Mind Twist though. Ronin with Twitch Prime. We'll come back. I think with the start, I'm taking Cryptic over Metamorph. It's pretty close though. And the Mind Twist could be right, but not clear. I'm not a huge lover of Ledger Shredder these days, but I think Shredder is pretty good. Kind of solid with Tomio. Convoke, destroy target creature, planeswalker. Each creature that convoked is connived. Wow, that card's cool. I mean, if I had taken Mind Twist, I'd probably take Grief. Scour, P-Wave. Oh yeah, P-Wave is like unpassable. I'm not going to take it, I think. I'm not as P-Waved up as y'all are. I really like to be mono blue if I can be mono blue as well. Especially with the Preordain. Okay, Snapcaster looks solid. Kitsa could be better though. Okay, so we can't be mono blue unless we take a Skull Cramp. Gut plus Tomio is kind of good. Skull Clamp could get there. I've been liking Skull Clamp more in this iteration. If we wield the Monastery Mentor also. Yeah, we might want to wield the Iconoclast. I think I'm going to take a speculative Skull Clamp because we know Iconoclast and Mentor could come back. So Shadow Spear is... I've been liking it a little bit more than I expected to. Not a very good pack overall. Yeah, Gut is pretty good. It's pretty off theme for what we've got going on. To me, to some extent, I feel like it was kind of like the flavor of the week in the last cycle. I don't know. I feel like Mentor is pretty on theme, and with the Skull Clamp especially. Passing the Fountain kind of stinks, but I think let's stick with this plan. Okay, then here's No More Lies. Extruder is good with Tomio. Yeah, that's true. Tomio's kind of good with everything. I think I take Jacked Rabbit over Parallax Wave because of Skull Clamp. Wave. It's just not very good in our deck. And everyone likes it. I also don't really enjoy playing with Wave that much. Jacked Rabbit's also very good. I'm glad we've pivoted to white. White seems pretty open. Yeah, it's going pretty nice. I feel like the Shadow Spear is kind of good in our deck too. Triggers Prowess. Good on a Jacked Rabbit, good on a Shredder. Yeah, I like recognize that Parallax Wave is good. I just don't find it very, very fun. Probably don't want to play the Sarah Paragon, but maybe we get like Strip Mine. Yeah, Dragonfire Blade I think looks pretty interesting. It's kind of hard to say exactly like where it goes or how good it is yet, but I think I just in general like it. Okay, great Urza Saga deck. Between Shadow Spear, Mox Sapphire, Skull Clamp, Tamio. Great Urza Saga deck. Really need to prioritize fixing. Maybe we could wheel Staff the Storyteller. It does seem like white is really open. I would probably play Esper Sentinel. I think Sentinel's good too. I am pretty high on Subtlety. I feel like I see Subtlety so late usually, but I think Subtlety's quite good. We might wheel Hero of Blade Hold. I don't think I'm playing Boots, maybe. We 2-1 with the last deck. So Mystic Confluence. Time Warp is really good with Tamio. Time Warp's really good with Mentor. Time Walk is very good with Jackrabbit. Time Walk is very good with Snapcaster. Time Warp, sorry. Confluence is very good. I think Time Warp Tamio is so good too. I think this is a really good Time Warp deck. I think I'm gonna take it over Confluence. Might be wrong. Okay, we're not Brainstorm, Tamio, Witch Enchanter is good. I just need to take fixing, especially fetchable fixing. Oh yeah, Innocence was pretty good there too. Although like we don't want to take white cards that aggressively because white is so open. Like we're just gonna get them all on the wheel probably. Okay, I could take Solitude here. Okay, so Rafine's Tower versus Trinket Mage versus Teferi. Maybe, probably not Mana Tithe over these. This is pretty close. Like, Trinket Mage is really good in our deck. We need fixing pretty badly, and Teferi is also just very good in general. Just disrespecting 2-mana counters. I mean, I feel like... which card did you want to take over the 2-mana counters? I feel like everything else has been unpassable. Yeah, I think it should be Tef. I agree. This card is just really... It's just too good. It's also like really nice with Mentor. We could get Kitten and like combo off with that. Okay, Storm Chaser's Talent is good with Time Warp. Not that much else. Like a mini Monastery Mentor. Treachery is solid. Treachery is not as good as it used to be. I think I just need to take the fixing. So I'm just gonna really prioritize the fixing. Okay, so we could take Urza's Bauble, which is good with Tamio, Urza's Saga, and Monastery Mentor. We could take March, which is just okay overall, but we have a lot of removal as is. Maybe, I guess not a lot, just actually Solitude and Council's Judgment, Subtlety, No More Lies, Cryptic. I think we'll take the Bauble. Okay, Staff the Storyteller Wield. Saga's good in our deck. I don't think it's so good that I'm expedition mapping for it very often. Let's take the Staff. Staff is just solid in this deck with Jackrabbit, Mentor, and Skull Clamp. Okay, Hero also good with Staff and Skull Clamp. I'm not a big fan of this card, but I might play it. I'm unlikely to play Static Prison. I could maybe splash Ketramos, but we're not very good at enabling it at the moment. I guess if I get Guide of Souls, I might play Static Prison. I don't know. Staff is the same with Tamio and Clamp. Well, Staff doesn't trigger off Tamio. It's only creature tokens. But yeah, I agree that Staff is good in our deck. So it's like okay with Teferi. You can reset it with Teferi. Earthside Monstrosity going criminally late. Y'all really think that card is good, huh? I like how often do you end up in like green or green-red aggro? It's just I don't know. If you have Arena of Glory, maybe it's okay. Okay, we'd love like one more shuffle effect at least, but Brainstorm should be good in our Tamio Mentor deck. We have one shuffle effect. Or two. We have Sagas, we have two. Wisp could get there. I'm gonna take fixing really, really highly because we just have so many playables. I'm probably not playing Sarah Paragon. I don't know if Hero gets there. Hero's okay, I guess. Girl's supposed to trophies. Cool. I just haven't drafted it yet. Maybe it's just great. I haven't been open to very many Minsc and Boos, I guess. But at the very least, I feel like you have to be in that archetype. Okay, so we've got Mana Drain versus Scalding Tarn. And I guess Lauren, I'd probably take over Stoneforge. I guess I take Stoneforge pretty highly. We don't have a great Mana Drain deck. This deck looks too fair. I feel like this deck looks great. We have a Mox. I have a Mana Drain. Colonnade over Balance, I think. This is not a very good balance deck because we have so many creatures. Tarn versus Stoneforge. I mean, I know that's not the best Mana Drain deck. We have Mana Drain Jackrabbit, though. Mana Drain Mentor, Mana Drain Skull Clamp. It's Mana Drain. Like, this card is quite good. I don't know. Mana Drain Celestial Colonnade now. Mana Drain Fractured Identity. Probably playing both Baubles. Just Tamio Mentor deck. Also, the Stoneforge is like probably gonna wheel. Not taking Shortkai or Balance is craziness. Well, you must be new here. I think Shortkai is almost unplayable in this cube. The way people rate that is really high. Also, Balance is like not very good in our deck. We have so many creatures. It'll have its moments. Tundra is amazing here. But like certainly you could agree that this is not a very good Balance deck. Epiphany was crazy. Or, wait, Occult Epiphany? What card? I hate Shortkai. I like that's might be my least favorite card in the cube. Like every time I've played it, it's just 4 mana, not impact the board, and the next turn I get to loot once and I'm dead. It's just I think it is like the second or third worst 4 mana spell in the cube. If Elspeth Knight Errant is still in the cube, that one's worse, but I think it's among the worst in the cube. Okay, I think I'm taking Spar's Headquarters over Luminarch Aspirant. I don't think Aspirant's very good. We passed the Culture last pack. Well, Stoneforge will still be good in our deck even without it, just because we have the Spear Clamp. Yeah, I do think like one more removal spell could be good, and Path is a pretty solid one. Caleb has it high. I know other people have it high. I personally think that card sucks, but maybe I just don't know how to utilize it. All right, probably sideboarding the Lion Sash. Yeah, Savines could be good. I feel like I'd rather have the Path. This was over the Savines Rec, right? Maybe I'm misremembering. It's probably better than Aether Spark. Well, Aether Spark is good if you have Stoneforge Mystic, and Aether Spark is good if you have aggro. But like at the very least, it is one of the worst four drops in cube. And so like, is this not a good enough reason to dislike it? Like I think it's okay if you have a bunch of fast mana. But like Stoneforge in our Skull Clamp deck, like that's kind of built around Skull Clamp, seems again like a higher pick, and we could wheel. We could potentially wheel another equipment, so I think we take that. I take Lauren over it too. Shadowspear's probably bored. No, I think with our Urza Saga deck, we're playing it. Okay, Balance wheeled. So we can sideboard Balance or main deck Oust. I don't think I really want another creature removal spell. Yeah, I think I'd rather sideboard the Balance. Oust is better than Balance. Well, I think Balance is a really good sideboard card. But Oust is better main deck. Would you play Grove for Tamio purposes? Sorry, I guess I don't know what card Grove is, nor... Oh, Grove of the... It was one of the sack lands? I think we're good on flipping Tamio. When is the last time you played Blue-White in Constructed? Well, we played like Esper Ketravos pretty recently. Alright, I think I'm going to not main deck the Flicker Wisp. So I need to make one more cut to play 16 lands. So that one more cut is Hero of the Bladeholder Ledger Shredder. Ledger Shredder is the better card overall. It's also kind of nice with Shadow Spear, but Hero in our Skull Clamp Staff the Storyteller deck is kind of calling to me. It's also a Time Warp, just curve this into that. It's pretty good. Is Cryptic Castle. Yeah, we have really good fixing. We're a Mox Sapphire deck. Like our Saga plays this. Like also like how often I like barely ever cast this card is also part of it. Like I just don't get to play with Hero of the Bladehold basically ever, so I'm gonna play with it now. Yeah, I think at our Mana Drain, Cryptic Command, we hedge a little bit towards blue. But we have good fixing. Why no souls? We have staff. We have no black fixing, do we? Yeah, without the ability to flash it back, I'm not gonna play a swamp to flash it back. But if this was like a Esper Triumph, we would play it. You can cast it in response to your graveyard, response to Exile trigger, never lose. That's pretty cool. Didn't even think about that. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dual lands. Yeah, for me, Lion Sash is basically always sideboard. Our beautiful, beautiful yellow islands. Our beautiful, beautiful colonnade. I know this deck doesn't work well balanced. I'm jamming it 100% of the time and punting off wins, trying to engineer board states to make it work. Well, I think it's just better to side it in personally, but you do what you want. That's cube, of course. The real answer is do what makes you happy. So I drew the Skull Clamp. Oh, this is an island? Okay, your turn. Got a lot of cards that go with the clamp. Seems good enough for me. Ah, their own Skull Clamp. I think I'll move the clamp over here since we gain extra life and it's certainly the bigger threat. We draw another land we can colonnade. Put them to 3. They've got 3 cards in their hand. They go after my Skull Clamp, and then they play a Plains. Okay, now they're at 7. I don't have anything else to tutor. I think I'm just going to plus. This is crazy if they just didn't get the subtlety and they don't have an answer to anything here. Okay, that's something. So tap land, so I can't colonnade this turn. Seems like I should still bounce the Skyclave, get a 4/4 token that they can't deal with super cleanly. Cycle the headquarters. Probably better to equip here than it is to cast the Brainstorm with basically no good hits. You can't Skyclave tokens. Yeah, honestly, it probably was just a misclick. So they go through the Shadow Spear, which kind of makes sense because the trample on the token is pretty tough for them to beat. Although right now they're dead on board to the Colonnade, so they have to do something else. That's something else. They do grab a Cauldra. Then they move the Skull Clamp onto the Skyclave. So now I could just play Hero instead of firing up Colonnade if I don't find anything better to do. Count that as something better to do, I guess. Oh, sorry, I guess I shouldn't have showed them this. Okay, interesting matchup. I think against Cauldra, I went the Flicker Wisp. You just cut it like a bobble. Seems okay. Let me cut the Hero, actually, on the draw. I want to go Tomio double bobble turn 1. Well, I certainly am not in the Mulligan Skull Clamp Staff the Storyteller business. It doesn't seem like a good business to be in. Opponent also keeps 7. Yet again, we do battle. Skull Clamp via Skull Clamp. Blue-white versus black-white. That'll be pretty good here. Keep the mana drain. Just kind of in the mana drain anything territory. Why is PO in this cube? You know what? I don't know. I also wonder. So you think they'll skull clamp the Sash? They exile my mana drain and then they pass. Clamp. What's wrong with PO? It's just very hard to have a good PO deck, I think. Ketramos. Activate Lion Sash, trigger Ketramos. There are 2 cards in exile. Tap land. Take 4. Ugh, Bobble against Thalia is so awkward. Yeah. Yeah, I think because of the skull clamp, I don't really want to be leaving this back. Also, the Ketramos, it's possible they deal themselves a bunch of damage, and like a sneaky time warp could get them. Probably not that likely though. All right, we're probably going to game 3. Can cycle a time warp. Not even sure what my good draws are, like maybe Monastery Mentor? Fractured Identity? Okay, let's explore. 0 mana explore. A lot of lands too. 1 mana short. Thalia is amazing this game. Another land. So this will be 5, 6 cards in exile. So if I Fractured Identity the Ketramos is online for me. Although then now the Giver of Runes is going to give them lethal, so maybe I can draw like... They have Prismatic Ending with the mana to ending Ketramos. Hits keep coming and they don't stop coming. Hello, plan. I'm going to try to counter tap. We'll see how that works. If we draw Mentor a little bit sooner... Yeah, I'm hoping they cast Prismatic Ending main phase 1 here. They're at 9. We're going to win this game. They're at 9. If I cast Fractured Identity, I'm attacking for 5. If I equip both my things, I'm attacking for 7. So not quite lethal. Not much I could steal from theirs to give me more damage either. So now they're at 8. Okay, so Fractured Identity Ketramos. Ketramos comes back to play on my side. 5 points of power in play. Equip is going to be 1 short still. I don't have enough mana to Identity plus Eagles, of course, nor does casting Eagles do anything for me. However, if I equip Shadow Spear here, I'm going to go up to 8, and it looks like the Ketramos... Looks like I I just won't be dead on the backswing or anything. So I think I'm just gonna go exile this, equip. I think I'm gonna put the Skull Clamp on my Mentor instead of on like the Monk token. Oh, I get a token from Staff the Storyteller. Just gained 1 more life. Ephemerate Catcherboast triggers itself. Well, I have to get rid of the Catcherboast, otherwise it just blocks. I can't use this Ephemerate to deal them a damage. They also, like, it's not like they have to cast it if they're at 1 life. I think we're gonna win this one somehow. Cryptic Command. What a card. No, I mean the opponent Ephemerated. Yeah. I mean, we didn't have lethal. We did the maximum amount of damage we could have possibly done this turn. Wait, they targeted Thalia with Ephemerate. That just cost them a mana. Do they have, like, something that can recur Ephemerate in their hand? It's not like they don't have a lot of mana, I guess. But stealing Clamp enough to do 1 damage? No, because the Catchermost was untapped and able to block. So they do 4 mana Lingering Souls. Gonna Clamp one of them. It's kind of funny that the Clamps has not drawn any cards this match, despite both players having the Clamps and tokens. I'm gonna flash back maybe. Vindicate my Skull Clamp. And somehow the Skull Clamp is still like the card they keep targeting with removal. They have to block everything to live. However, they can protect something with Giver of Runes. Oh no, the Trample on the Trample just gets them. Opponent missed lethal with Lion Slash and Protection White. I mean, I'm at 9 life, and there are not enough permanents in graveyards for them to kill me with Lion Sash. So it doesn't seem that's the case. How did we win this? All right, a nice even 20 and 5. Is that 80%? Oh, that's okay. Okay, let's hold the Bauble for the Mentor. Opponent punting multiple times. I mean, I think they were like way too targeted on my Skull Clamp for sure, but like I don't really know that there were a lot of other mistakes they made, were there? Okay, right on time, Tamio. Alright, so we'll play the Tamio this turn, and the next turn we go Mentor Bauble, crack the Bauble, try to flip the Tamio, then we can set up for Time Warp Tamio, maybe? How many artifacts do you need for Opal to be playable? So Urza Saga really fucks with this math a lot, because like Saga's kind of like 2 artifacts is usually how I count it. But I don't have like a hard number for you anyways, I guess. But I just can tell you that the presence of Urza Saga usually like I don't have a clear number. And also like not every artifact is created equal, right? Like a Mox Amber or a Mishra's Bauble is a lot better for your Opal than like a Mystic Forge or like any expensive artifact for whatever that's worth. Ooh, Wasteland. Pending main phase on Mentor while they were super head already. Yeah, I could. Although like they want the Mentor to be dead before they attack, so that they can get through with more creatures. Is why you would pending first. Like, of course, Cryptic gets them, but it's not like they didn't have a reason to do it. But I agree, it didn't work out for them. They stole my Mentor, which is so rude. I'm pretty cooked. I guess I'm gonna go Skull Clamp on Tamio to kill Oko and play my Surveil land. Can we attack with our monk also if we want? Let's see what's on top. Tap land. I think I'm gonna graveyard this and then just kind of plan to, like, after this Oko's dead, move the clamp over to the monk next turn and try to hit an untapped land with that. And then flip the Tamio. Do you think it would be okay to unban Oko in Euro Modern? No. The amount of times I get asked this every day is kind of wild, but no. It seems to be a poor choice. Although I would rather Oko be unbanned than Uro is how not okay I think Uro is, for whatever that's worth. But I think both are very not okay. I really want to play Oko and Uro Modern. You can go back in time. Turn 1 Shaman, turn 2 Oko, let's go, hell yeah. Although I think Moxa Opal would be like the better Oko enabler. How many are trolls? I mean, it's just hard to say. There's definitely some. So we flip the Tamio. And we feel pretty dumb for putting that land back, I guess. Who could have seen this coming? Keep up No More Lies this turn. Yeah, it's like at least with Oko you can Galvanic Discharge it and Static Prison it and Unholy Heat it and attack it, and it's played and it's dead. But Uro, like, once one Uro is drawn, like, the whole game is just about Uros. So to counter this so they don't get their prowess triggers, I guess, seems correct. If they can trigger prowess, my Tamio's dead. But we could maybe, if we draw a single land here, we could maybe go Cryptic Tap plus Tamio, minus on Cryptic, or if we don't, Time Warp potentially. Okay, so this is a Tundra. Okay, so I can cast Shadow Spear, or I can go one bigger on the Jacked Rabbit. Seems better to go bigger on the Jacked Rabbit, because if they don't have a Prowess trigger again, this eats the Mentor or the Monk token, and if they have one Prowess trigger, we still get to block. Discharge eating 6 energy is pretty steep. I mean, I don't think Oko should be banned in Modern, but you can discharge for 6 energy in Modern. That happens. So they probably return Oko with this. Maybe they get back Strip Mine. Bounce Mentor. They can't bounce Mentor with this, if that's what you're saying. Okay, so I can either keep my Tamio alive by blocking one of these, or I can eat a Prowess token. Let's keep the Tamio alive, since, like, there's a good chance I'm gonna be able to chain a Cryptic or a Time Walk with it this game, since this will allow me to get a minus off. Oh, bounce my Mentor with the Cryptic. For some reason, I thought you meant Tamio could do something to my Jacked Rabbit. Yeah, maybe. If they pick up the Strip Mine, you know, it's a little bit awkward, but I think they're thinking about Strip Mine versus Oko here. Question about your most recent video. You mentioned not wanting more Horizon sets. I can't say I disagree, but do you think there should be some alternative way of getting older iconic cards into Modern? Some of the best parts for Horizon sets for me have been new to Modern reprints that we IDK how we get that without Horizons. That's a good question. I don't feel like there's a ton of cards in this category that I personally want, or that I feel like you couldn't just print into a standard set. There's maybe a couple cards like this, but for the most part, I don't think there's a big group. Okay, so they got Strip Mine back, but they're not using the Strip Mine. Kind of hard to say no to 2 Time Warps and 4 Rabbits. Oh, I probably should have drawn first, although I do want to kill the Tamio here. IDK if Goblin Welder would be okay in Modern. Yeah, I of course not. An Arena of Glory Faithless Looting format. I guess I'm going to draw 2 more and try to spike the land a little bit greedy. But it's not like having the like Cryptic this turn and Time Warp next turn is going to be that different. How do you feel about this Time Warp versus Confluence pick now? Feeling pretty good personally. I think I'm not gonna cast a 1-drop here so I can have Cryptic up even if they strip mine. I could also draw a card off Staff maybe end of turn. So I mean I'm interested in bouncing. I think tapping is gonna be also nice. Yeah, I know if I equip Jackrabbit, it makes another token, but then it's -1 mana, and my mana is really important. Bounce seems good. You're getting a solo by that Mentor. I agree. It would be nice to. I don't know if counter bounce is better than counter tap. I guess we do have a lot of things that trigger the Mentor too. Don't really mind if they're attacking, I guess. This is 11. Probably block 4 of it. 2 cards in their hand here. We draw a card. Kind of want to find my mana drain. So I guess I don't know why I tapped that which white mana. So there's the mana drain. If I go play equip Shadow Spear, I don't have mana drain up if they strip mine. Probably an okay turn to equip the Jackrabbit though. Although then they get to just block it with 2 things. I guess that's okay. Yeah, I think I'm okay if I keep my rabbit alive if they... No, because then they can just go block here. Yeah, let's leave the rabbits back. I only have 10 cards in my deck. Only have 8 cards in my deck. Not so bad. Feeling pretty good with our mana drain up. They also, the mana crypt may give us some help here. They only have 3 cards in their hand after they draw. Well, that resolves. Their deck looks pretty interesting. Did not firing up strip mine right away. Well, they needed to use the mana, but I'm also surprised that happened. I think I'm countering this. I actually don't even know if it's right. Seems okay. I think instead of pathing, we staff. Tactical Banana with the 18 months. Hope you're doing well. Shouldn't be thinking this long, I guess. Just get rid of their blockers and attack. Not rocket science. Were we on the draw against the turn 2 Oko, or were we on the play? I think we were on the play. We stumbled a little bit at the beginning of this game. Yeah, I don't think there's that many good cards. There's a few. Like for me, like Innocent Blood is kind of the one card that I think would be really hard to reprint in Standard. That would be pretty nice for Modern. Yeah, this is game 1. It's funny how like I cast the Mentor and they stole the Mentor and I stole the Mentor back, and it was just all about the Mentor. I mean, it's possible that you could have some. Like, I know they said Universe Beyonds are not going to be legal in or straight to Modern anymore, but if they were still straight to Modern, that could be a way to get a card like Innocent Blood in. I might bring in Flicker Wisp. It's kind of good against the Oko Steel. They have a bunch of draw 7s. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't feel like I want the balance. Let's just run this. I do think I want to keep the Shadow Spear in. The special guest slot being used to introduce some cards to Modern. Well, you could do that. Yeah, I like 2 years ago they did a holiday gift bundle, and there's like 10 cards in that box that are legal in Modern that no one knows about. One of them's like Rider of Forlingus or whatever. And so it's like, yeah, it doesn't seem too tough if they feel like they really want to add a card to Modern, that they could figure out a way to do it. Keep this. What if you just made it part of the unbans? I don't know. You could just say, hey, also this card is legal now. It'd be kind of weird. But Magic is a made up game. It's not like we can't figure it out. Would Standstill be safe for Modern? I don't think Standstill usually leads to very good games, but I have a hard time imagining it would be very good. They have a Nadu on top. Well, I really want a Council's Judgment this turn, but there's no good Council's Judgment target. Standstill. I mean, I have a hard time like imagining like where Standstill could even be good. Like your opponent just plays an Urza Saga and you lose. All right, in hand. Too much Modern. There's so many things that don't lead to good games. I think that argument is out the window. No, you're wrong. Just because there are other things that lead to bad games, this is an awful argument for printing an existing card into the format that also leads to bad games. You are wrong. Other things making bad games does not mean that is not a good argument for unbanning something or printing something new. It's maybe an argument for ban. Oh, I get so punished for not playing this Mox. It's maybe an argument for not print. Okay, unpunished maybe. Not printing it in the first place or banning something, but like we can be better. We like like there's, and also like you shouldn't what about, like just have one conversation about everything too. How much does it cost to start playing on a computer? For Vintage Cube, something like this, it's so Time Spiral in their hand. For Vintage Cube, it costs like $10 to play, and if you go 2-1 or better, you get your entry fee back. For Modern, I recommend using a rental service instead. Question: why does Standstill lead to bad games? The games are very, very long. Is the short answer, I guess. Like I think just standing still and staring at each other back and forth for 10 turns. I think usually this sucks, but it isn't the worst gameplay ever. There are much worse experiences in Modern right now, but this is a bad argument for banning something or unbanning something or doing anything. Just because something's worse is not a good reason to make things to print something bad. This is a huge problem in like anything you talk about on the internet. Something's bad and it's something someone wants, and you excuse it by saying this other thing is bad. It doesn't excuse it. It doesn't excuse it. It doesn't make it doesn't. It's not a good argument. It's a logical fallacy. All right, we keep getting strip mined. I kind of don't want to just sit on Cryptic this turn if my opponent just levels Storm Chaser talent, but I think I kind of have to. Kiora the Rising Tide. So they're going to get to play their Kiora unless they subtlety it. Is Yield Stripping Room almost finished? No. Esther is like doing some of the painting in the corners. I did like most of the walls, and she has like a little bit more to do on that. And then I'm going to rip up the carpets and put in new floor, and then I need to move the furniture and organize. But we've started. We've started. So they're one card away from Threshold for the Kiora. Yeah, you can play Pauper on Magic Online. My opponent loves wheels. I think I'm gonna just Time Warp and then save this for Mentor. I feel like I get a little punished here. Oh no, I could just bounce my Mox. And then replay Mox, play Shadowsphere, play Saga. I've never played like actual dual Commander. I've 1v1'd people in Commander, but I hear that's a little different. Although I guess if they have a land, which they have missed some land drops, they can go Storm Chaser's Talent, Time Walk, but I guess that doesn't do that much by itself. Yeah, I'm gonna kill this Cure. It'd be pretty interesting if they Echo, because that puts the Time Warp back into my deck. Kind of not fair that their Time Walk costs 2 mana, mine costs 5. Saturation, thank you for the 10 months. That's a long time, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Gonna Elk my Mentor. They do Elk my Mentor. Does make Stoneforge for Skull Clamp worse. And then they get back Fanatic. So I have 7 mana. Puts the Oko to 1 loyalty, but they can't do a ton with it. Yeah, I wonder what would Oko be legal in Modern? I wonder if it was +1, make a food -1, Elk something. Maybe, maybe not. I think opponent's deck is better than mine. I think the Ultimate Storm Chaser's Talent. If Oko died to Bolt, it would maybe be okay. Yeah, so like I don't maybe I mean you could do that if this just had 2 loyalties. So if this was a 2, this was a 1, this was a -1. Yeah, the fact that it just didn't die to Fry was just one of the dumbest things ever. So there's the Nadu. Maybe Nadu plus Echo. Okay, Nadu plus Echo. Okay, draws. Wasn't Oko like a Tarmo situation they just fucked up? Well, yeah, we're talking about how if it was different, it might have been might have been better. Also, a Tarmo situation. Maybe this is a bit more before my time, but what was messed up with Tarmogoyf? I think the main thing they messed up with Oko were these numbers. Like this being a +2 is silly. This being a +1 should be a -1, and this number should probably be lower too. But it could have been a fine Planeswalker. Its toughness wasn't supposed to be Star Plus. It was supposed to be 0/0 best. They printed an older version. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so they're time walking again. They might time out game 3. I thought the Oko story was designers did an out component stuff in playtesting. Yeah, that sounds kind of familiar. Yeah, they have a few more ways to recur this time walk, don't they? This is already a level 2. What did they name? Eternal Witness, probably? They named Mana Crypts? It's unbelievably greedy. But maybe good. I don't think my percentage is close enough to 0 for me to scoop for them here. Kind of getting there though. Seems like my opponent might go Witness Time Walk again. Feels like they got this Time Walk really early, and you're like, we're cooking. It says times. No, there's the Time Spiral. How do I not know what this is? Okay, Upheaval. I have a Mox. Wait, how is Upheaval the line? Oh, they have Fast Spawn. Okay, they have Fast Spawn. Okay, let's go to game 3. I'll be nice. Do I cycle Eagles? I guess we look at our top card and we see if we like it. If we do like it, we cycle on their turn maybe if we want to cast it instead of preordain. Okay, so bobble ourselves. An island. Yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and grab Tundra here. Guess we were destined to draw lands here. I guess I'm going to say no to this time warp. We need something to do this turn or next turn. There it is. Something. Kind of hope they played Nadu and I just get to Council's Judgment it. Kitsa. Target the Halfling here, I think. Four minutes on their clocks, not a lot of time. So Spellseeker Time Walk. Kind of think the ability to block the Kitsa is, or should the Spellseeker is maybe a little less important than giving them another loot. Either them solid. Yeah, I want to play some Magic. I'm not really trying to get them on clock when it's been such a sweet match. Last match will be pretty fast anyways. Okay, so I can Fractured Identity the Oko. Ever going back to the Oculus Birthing Ritual deck? Maybe. Could also maybe just Colonnade the Oko, and then I could save my Fractured Identity, but then I could have an Oko. Yeah, let's have an Oko. Make a food so we could maybe steal something if they play something good. Yeah, that's true. It doesn't seem like there's like a lot of better targets. Oh, they just concede. Okay. So I guess this could just turn 2, make a Saga token. I'm not going to mulligan up my Mox hand. My opponent's on a to 6 on the play. I'm on the draw. Some Riddlesmith. I'm really off Riddlesmith. So off that card. So I don't get to shuffle away either card because I draw after my Saga Chapter 3. Might just Subtlety, we'll see. If they play Frog, we probably Subtlety. Okay, Aether Spellbomb's okay. Totally fine trading one of my Saga tokens for an Aether Spellbomb. I mean, I already built the Repurposing Bay deck. It's just like the stuff you can cheat stuff into play pretty quick, but like the stuff to cheat into play is not that good. I think I'm pretty off of it for the foreseeable future. For better or for worse. So good chance I'm going to go end of turn Brainstorm, upkeep Eagles. Let's grab the Clamp here. Is that Futurama, the Clamp character? Have I worked on updated Lotus Control? Not recently. Yeah, we can Council's Judgment that. Let's Brainstorm. I might end up Subtletying. Well, I guess I was going to Council's Judgment that, but I think it's going to be better to bounce. They also have blue decks, so this might just turn off some counter magic too. Fracture or Council's Judgment plus Normalize seems pretty pretty dang good. Not a lot of wrong answers, but oh, I don't have triple white. All right, give me. One of those, please. This match might be a little faster than the last one. We'll see. That repurposing would juice the archetype. The Mentor archetype? I don't think so. It's just your curve is kind of high with repurposing Bay, and with Mentor, you need that to be the top of your curve. Seems like they passed for getting Matsuferi. Was I confused about my basics for some reason? No. No, my basics are beautiful. All right, let's finish this one up. Dude, we just have Mox in every hand. Pretty good. They definitely didn't look like a Manifold Key deck last time. Let's take a peek over there. A Walking Ballista. Interesting. For the sake of diversity in Twitch chat comments, the piss lands have been banned from Modern. You can play them in Cube still, though. One card, please. Well, let's keep that one. Did anybody watch the new season of Futurama? Was that any good? Me and Esther started watching Severance because everyone wants to shut up about it. It seems pretty good so far. Feeling pretty good about our chances to 3-0 this. Probably just gonna bounce a land here. New Futurama was okay, not great, not bad. Probably all you could really hope for. I need a hero. Let me come back to the mono blue counterspell Urza deck. I haven't played on stream recently. I'm thinking about playing a similar shot with Mentor. Not sure exactly what it'll look like. The Deluge? Yeah, there goes my dream of a quick resolution to this match. I really wanted to attack with a hero once this league. Seems like Tundra time. Although I guess we're not. Let's just get the headquarters. It's kind of awkward if we have to mana drain something. There's not like really much for us to cast. So now we hold up Snap Cryptic probably. Gonna be another tough one to lose. We'll see, but it's looking pretty good for the trophy believers. This will be our 5th trophy, right? So it'd be 27 matches. Wait. Oh, so that's 9 leagues, so 5 out of 9 trophies. If we get this one. Alright, and before Force of Negation. But this is lethal. The Snapcaster's lethal. With the Shadow Spear. All right, 5 out of 9 is pretty good. Six and 1 for 5 and 1 of the day. All right, that's all for me. Gonna work on some